So, in theory, the RV motorhome sales should be dropping more aggressively coming up here in the future because of the Silicon Valley Bank collapse. Let's go over it real quickly. As you know, in the last few months, there's been lots of layoffs in the Silicon Valley work industry. Workers making $1 million a year have been laid off. And as we find out this weekend, there's actually blood in the streets, as the Wall Street people like to say. So for each normal Silicon Valley worker out there getting that big salary, another 10 civilian jobs are impacted in the community. Let's go to the top. Okay, when the eagle shits from above, the greenbacks fall down as follows. We're going to the top here. Now, the Silicon Valley CEO, Greg Becker, he's no normal worker. He's pulling in $9 million a year. As a CEO of a bank that just failed, $9 million a year, there's probably over 30 or 40 civilian workers in the community that are impacted by him alone. But as you go down the food chain, there's many, many more employees in Silicon Valley making $1 million a year, and they've been laid off, and they impact quite a few workers out there in their community. Other jobs, we'll go into that later. And then you got the get woke, go broke, Jay Ursapal, and others of that ilk. Again, they're making $1 million a year. They're no longer going to be making that money. You've got the human resources scum going down the food chain. They come next. And then down to the engineers. An engineer can pull down 150, 300K per year. And those are the people we're talking about where, you know, for each one of those engineers, there's 10 jobs out there in the community that are impacted. You know, this money flows to restaurants, dry cleaners, massage parlors, nails, barbers. Well, you get the picture. And we can even take this one step further. Not only will RV and motorhome sales drop, but other vehicles like cars and trucks should be impacted, and their sales should go down also if they aren't already. I believe that lots of these sales are already dropping as we speak in our trickle-down economy on steroids. Beware of the Ides of March, coming soon to a neighborhood near you. Get woke, go broke. This is trending on the internet today, going viral on various web platforms. Why? Because of this wokester. Her name is Jay Ursapal, and she is already mapping out her European summer tour. Yes, this should be fun. Yes, they steal the money, and us Americans, we have to pay for it. And is it any surprise that the Silicon Valley Bank gave all of its employees bonuses hours before it collapsed? Hours. So on all my channels today is Sunday, March 12th, 2023, I will be focusing on the Silicon Valley Bank Ponzi scheme collapse, where the thieves were able to steal $200 billion from the American failing system. Silicon Valley Bank, it had $212 billion in assets. This puts it on record as the second biggest bank failure in American history, behind Washington Mutual. Back in 2008, when they failed, they had $300 billion in assets. So who is this Jay Ursapal who is making get woke, go broke, go viral, while she was sitting in a nice air-conditioned office with a cushioned chair while her employer bank was losing $200 billion and she was making at least $1 million a year doing absolutely nothing but sitting in a nice air-conditioned office? I mean, who is this person? Well, I will give her this. She was quick to taking down her LinkedIn. If you go to the LinkedIn page, boom, page not found. So they're in emergency panic mode. They're taking down all the information they possibly can. But there's a lot of information out there she's not going to be able to take down. And I cannot even read these bios to you, because if I were to read these bios to you, some snowflake out in Silicon Valley might call me a bully or something. So I'm not going to actually talk about her. I'm just going to let you read what she says about herself in her own handwriting. I'm going to explain this to you. What you're reading now is in her own handwriting, what she typed on the computer, describing herself. And that's why Get Woke, Go Broke is going viral, because of people like her and of that ilk.